Good morning. It's good to have you join us on Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television. I am Merciful Ajinomo. On the newspapers this morning, the big stories on the national dailies, of course, we have the killing of a student in Sokoto State. We also have today being the deadline for ministers to resign come 2023 election. And of course, we know that President Muhammadu Buhari has signed 3 bills. To analyze these stories and more is Adebayo Fajime. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm very fine.
Happy Friday. Let's start with a big story, Nigerian Tribune this morning. It says alleged blasphemy, outrage over killing of female student in Sokoto. Police arrest 2. Governor meet Khan. The writer says Sultan Kuka want perpetrators brought to justice. This issue has generated a lot of controversy from yesterday till today. What's your take on everything that's happened?
That act is pathetic, despicable, and it's barbaric. And it's very unfortunate that in this century we can still, be experiencing this thing. So I think the authorities need to, come up and, bring these perpetrators, to justice, because if this, just go the way it used to be, honestly, there is no way you can continue to preach one or united Nigeria. So we need justice for the victim, and those people must be, brought to justice. We need to fish them out so that it can serve as deterrent. Because now, if you say, okay, we are one Nigeria, we are united Nigeria, and a certain people or a certain religion or some part of the country can just wake up one day and just, pick people and just kill them anyhow, and we say we are united. How do you want to preach united Nigeria or one Nigeria to Deborah's parents, to her sisters, to her brothers, to her loved ones, and to our friends? You cannot preach that. And I don't forget that this act, is dated back, I think, in 1953, if I'm not mistaken. And you also have, same thing in Kafancha, that's a Kaduna State, in the 80s, even in the 90s, even in 2000, we still have same thing in Abuja here, and so on and so forth like that. So now, and because the reason why we keep experiencing this is because there is no justice, and there is no way you can preach united united society, united nation. You cannot preach unity when there is no justice. And when a certain set of people are feeling that they are not being treated fairly, they are not being treated the same other people are being treated, of course there will be disunity, and that we cannot continue this way. It's very pathetic that this thing is happening in a very delicate situation that our nation is. So but the bone of contention is these perpetrators must be brought to book, and they must be decisively dealt with.
Definitely, that's what many people are saying, and I agree with you on that one. It's on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. From the very top, pilot's daughter of ex-minister, 10 others die in plane crash. Pilot daughter of ex-minister, 10 others die in plane crash. Why we can't investigate crash plane, says IAB on page 5 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. We move over to the next newspaper this morning, and that's the Guardian newspaper. The big story, section 84, subsection 12. Appointees have today to resign or risk APC disqualification. Today being Friday the 13th May 2022 is the day that we're waiting. Nigerians are waiting for, the remaining appointees, people who are going to participate in the election, to resign. What do you think the outcome of today will be?
Well, I think whatever it is, I just believe that the normal thing should be done. But whoever refuses to do what he or she is expected to do, of course, will surely face the consequence. Because if you do not leave your office, how do you want to face the process that will lead to your how are you going to participate in the process of your political ambition? So automatically, if you refuse to do what is expected of you, of course you'll be disqualified. But it's just quite unfortunate that in Nigeria, like I do say, that nothing is impossible. There are some things that in sane society where we have strong and viable institutions, that you can predict that, okay, when so thing happen, you can predict what's going to be the outcome or the consequence. But here in Nigeria, whatever we say we want to do is always just by saying. So we don't back it up with actions. But I think the development is a very good one. So let's just hope that these people, whoever says, or those people who say they want to contest, they want to pursue political ambition, they do, and if they don't, of course they should be disqualified, and they can wait for another dispensation.
All right, that's on that newspaper right there. On Daily Trust, the big story ahead of APC PDP primaries, Naira crashes further as aspirants mop up dollars. We have three riders. The first, USD sells 595 Naira at black market as demand spikes. That's United States dollar selling for 595 Naira at black market as demand spikes. Experts predict dark days and BDC operators blame politicians. That is on Daily Trust. And the lower banner says Sultan Tambuwal Kuka condemned killing of student accused of blasphemy. That is on the Daily Trust newspaper. And on this day newspaper, the big story is 24 hours after presidential directive to political appointees to resign, Emefiele meets Buhari. A couple of others there. But let's look at the story from the very top. Buhari signs 3 bills to fight terrorism, money laundering, other financial crimes into law. 2 others vows to rid Nigeria of menace of terrorism. Federal government, Nigeria winning war against bandit terrorists. Would you say this is not the first time we've had this kind of statement, talking about, the fight against insecurity on one hand, and on the second hand, the bill to fight terrorism? How do you think it will be effective in this time where we're planning for the election? Of course, he has just a few months before he leaves office, but do you think all of this is effective?
Oh, well, it is the effectiveness, that really matters. Don't forget, what has been happening, what has been trailing this electoral act. It was well stated in the act that, if you want to, pursue political ambition, you have to step out, you have to step down. But unfortunately, we have so many of them in the same administration who are despising and defiling this order. So now that the president is signing, 3 bills to
other bills.
Yes, other bills, that borders on financial crime and terrorism and the rest like that. So it's a very good, it's a very good development. It's something I personally welcome. But the effectiveness, the efficacy, what are we going to do to ensure that we enforce what is in this bill, to ensure that whoever is being caught up in whatever act that negates the constitution of Nigeria will be brought to justice, and that will serve as deterrent. The problem is that when somebody commits a crime here, so if you are a big wig and you know how to maneuver your way, of course you can escape justice. And by the time if we continue this way and people are committing crime, heinous crime, and they are just getting away with it, how is that going to serve as deterrent? If you are a big wig and you are being caught in a particular crime and you are decisively dealt with, it's going to serve as deterrent. Whoever might be nursing same thing in mind will remember what happened to so person, and that such an individual or such people want to withdraw from such an act. But if it continues and anybody can just wake up one day and just do whatever you like without anything, of course there is no way we can develop and have a sane society. So it's a very welcome development, but even beyond that, so that it will not just be a nomenclature, just on paper. So we need to look into a way, or step up in the leadership of the country to ensure that whatever we say we want to do, we do it, and that we back every bit, with a very decisive step.
Definitely, that's on that one right there, and that's on this day newspaper from the very top, on page 43 of the newspaper. And just underneath that, we see 2023 APC presidential aspirant walking on landmines. That's on page 5 of this day newspaper. On Leadership Friday, for abandoning zoning principles, Southeast to dump PDP after 23 years of party loyalty. That's on page 4 of that newspaper. And on the national economy, no end in sight to environmental degradation for 30 million Nigerians. That's the big story there on national economy from the very top. Naira for dollar incentive pushes Nigeria's remittance to $19 billion in 2021. And that's on national economy newspaper. On the Punch, 2023 presidency, Jonathan submits APC forms today. Emefiele shuns resignation calls. And that's on pages 2 and 17 of the Punch newspaper. On the Nation, Emefiele meets Buhari as SGF clarifies quit order. that is on the Nation newspaper. I mean, other headlines on that paper right there. Don't forget, you can always stay updated on our website, www.tostvnetwork.com, and our social media handle at TOSTV Network on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't always remember to stay engaged so you do not miss out on information happening in Nigeria, news across Africa and across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us, Adebayo.
You're welcome.
And thank you, viewers. A wonderful Friday, of course, you will have. And don't forget to always stay safe. We'll meet again on Monday next week. My name is Merciful Ajinmo. Bye for now.